Hello, my name is Danna Gómez, and today I will be telling you a little bit about my capstone project. Before starting to work on UNECO, I get trouble choosing my project. I set in motion a lot of different ideas, but none of them were enough for what I was expecting of my capstone project. At the end, I decided to keep this idea because it was the one I feel the closest with. Perhaps that has something to do with the fact that it is linked to a problematic I have questioned myself a lot about. That is the lack of nationalistic feeling in Colombia. Since I was little, I noticed that everyone in Colombia felt a lot of admiration for other cultures and unappreciate their own. I grew up believing that anything French will always be better than anything national. But as I grew up, I get to know my country better in plenty of ways. And I start to question myself about the basis of that losing national appropriation that I notice among the people. Regarding everything I know from every country I have visited, I could say that there's no place like Colombia. Here I get to know an incredible and wonderful culture, my own. But in any case, everybody here looks amazed for what is outside and almost blind about what we have here. And I want people to appreciate more where we are. I think that when we start to look to ourselves before looking to others, we will start to protect what we have, and that day we will start to grow as a country. So I decided to start a research and a conscience creating campaign about the value of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta that later ended up in UNECO. For this, I did a research about the ecosystem, the history, the situation, the culture of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, and was actually there where I decided that this was the project I wanted to do for my senior year. Because even when I just moved to Santa Marta, this was a place I used to come for vacations. And I never imagined how unique this is. Like, there were a lot of things I saw every time I come and never get to know how special they are. We can talk about the animals, the environment, the plants, for not to mention the culture. There's a lot of things that make this place special, and most of the people that are here and surround those places every day of their lives never get to know how special they are. The idea of UNECO was to get people to know all those facts that I'm sure they ignore, as I did. I was going to create a set of posters and advertisements with the fact that amazed me the most, and spread them around the most current places. Along with this, I was going to create an Instagram page and a website to spread information to people that was not directly interacting with ecosystems. But during the process, I had a lot of problems and it didn't end up like I expected it. I would really like to say that I achieved everything I wanted with my project, but it won't be true. I get the small goals I was planning, but never get the social impact I needed for the project to be successful. In part, it was because of the coronavirus and the obvious situation, but also, and most of it was because of a lack of compromise. There were a lot of things that from the beginning I knew I was going to learn in the process, like how to manage the platforms. I never did such thing like to create a page or to edit photos for Instagram. I knew that the design part was important, so I was focused that I had to learn how to improve that part of the project. But when it arrived the moment of doing something new that I never did, I was like really nervous and get easy frustrated. So I keep saying I was going to do it later, and I don't know, never do it. So it was a really problem for giving a finished project. So during this process, I learned a lot about myself. There were a lot of things I realized that if I had fixed on time, maybe this video and the whole project would have ended up really different. First of all, there's my problem with frustration. And this one was very dangerous for my project because every time I get frustrated, I didn't use it to grow up and to figure out new ways of being and to improve my project, but use it more like to give up on things I wanted to do. And I think that's a problem for everything I will do in life, because if I don't develop resilience, then I will never be able to grow up and to find myself in better situations. And most of the other problems I had were in some way related to frustration. But not everything I found were so bad. Actually, there was this book Trina gave me for book club called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, that I think is going to be what will have the major impact in my life, and also because for my resilience problems. And I think that I love it because the great difference I found between that boy and myself. You can't notice the resilience of this boy from the fact that he just produced energy by his own in such situation, but along the book there were also a lot of similar situations where this guy I was expecting him to say like, whoa, I don't want to keep doing this, or I don't want to keep trying, this is just not going to work. And he never went like that. He was like, okay, I don't get in the school I wanted, so I will try next year, I will work harder this year, and I will try again. And I think I want to be more like him. I want to keep on what I want, and I know that it's important when to give up and to identify when something is for you and when to not. But also it's important to know the difference between following your dreams and just letting them get away. However, not in the ways I was expecting to, but I will continue saying that this process was successful. Because as long as I'm better now than the day I started it, the process created a change on me, and that's now what I understand for successful. To be able to improve yourself in any way and knowing yourself better is what this process will leave me. I'm really thankful with Trina and with the project, because I think this situation was the only way I could learn those things. And unless I before didn't believe it, those small actions my teacher did for me had a great impact, and I think they will help me in my life and in the change I will have to face right now.